I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
It's Oops the Podcast. I'm Francis. He's Giulio. G, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm great. We're joined by a nomadic Mark Normand. How are you, pal?
Hey, good to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm
We're-
just taking a quick stroll around the village in New York, and I think there's a fire truck going by. Someone died.
No worries, dude.
They do that these days. Are you all right? What's happening, man?
What do you mean? I'm good. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm gay. I'm walking around. I got some vitamin D cooking right now. I've been Zooming all day, every day, podcasting, phone calls. I'm climbing the walls. I'd like to do some comedy. I feel like I'm losing my fastball, and comedy's all I have. You know, I'm not attractive or tall, or, you know, my dick is medium. So I can't barely throw a baseball. So yeah, I need some comedy in my life.
So this is exactly what I mean when I ask that question, is that you've been on my mind more than anyone else.
I'll take it.
Well, I'm worried about you. and probably, maybe it's totally unnecessary, but for those of you who don't know Mark Normand is one of the great comedians in New York City. He just released a great special on YouTube.
Out to lunch.
To lunch. It's already amassed over 1 million views, I think, right?
It's in the 9s right now, but I think we'll hit it today.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Congrats.
You've done a couple Comedy Central specials. You are Jerry Seinfeld's Luke Skywalker to his Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I like it.
I like that too.
You are a fixture. You run around New York City and do more spots than any comedian I've ever known or met. And as a result, you were the person that I worried about the most in how this would affect you. Because the change to your lifestyle has been so dramatic. How are you coping? How are you scratching that itch?
It's tough. I've been tweeting like a maniac, and half my tweets stink, and that kills me. But I just need some reaction. I've been making videos. I made that Corona comedy video. I got a new one coming out. But I will say the special has helped because it kind of scratches that itch a little bit.
Right.
Of like being out there doing, seeing people seeing new jokes and shit. But I tried a Zoom show the other day, and I couldn't even remember my act, and I wanted to kill myself because it's like that's all I have is the words I've written and the funny ideas and the jokes and the punchlines, and I couldn't remember them. It was like I was a basketball star who couldn't dribble all of a sudden. It was fucking soul crushing. So
yeah, dude.
I've signed up for like 8 of them now, just because I have to like redeem myself in a way, and I want to get right back out there on the road. I want to really get cooking, and not to toot my own anal, but since the special came out on YouTube for free and nobody would buy it, I've gotten all these crazy offers from agents, and some places hit me up, and so I want to be ready to come back in there.
What do you mean by that, hitting you up? Like you're not rep by anybody?
Well, it's a funny story there, Jules. My manager quit the business like in February, just randomly quit. He was like, I hate this shit. I'm sick of your emails from all you fucking pussy artists and whiny crybaby comedian fags. So he just flew the coop, un-corona related. And then my agent got fired from WME because they did massive cutbacks because they're losing so much money.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I lost my manager, my agent, and I put a special on YouTube like a fucking chooch. So it's been this whirlwind of horse shit, and there's a pandemic going on, and my dad's gay and all this. So it's been a wild time. So all these agents are such sharks that they just heard about this, and now they're swarming me. And it's kind of flattering, and they love the special, and I have some demands I'm making now, and I finally have a little hand in this. You know, I got some upper hand because I can say, well, this is what I want. If you want to sign me, I'm sick of YouTube. I'm sick of being ignored. I'm sick of my medium penis and all that. So we're cooking. Things are cooking.
All right. So Mark,
sorry about
in the
that
interest of a fun little exercise, I'm an agent at CAA. I want to sign you. I'm rolling out the Mark Norman PowerPoint. Pitch me or tell me, if you would, what your actual demands would be.
Oh, geez. Well, that's, it's a little embarrassing, but basically I'd like a little, I'm a purist. I like stand-up. I don't like the star fuckery. I don't like the cool sneakers. I don't like the haircut. I just like good writing, good jokes. I'm not humping a stool here. And I care about it. I mean, I got Seinfeld blowing me. I mean, what more do you need? These fucking industry cunts are so clueless.
Crazy.
And I'm not tooting my own horn, but you just said it. I work every night. I'm busting my ass. I'm out there. So I care about the art of it. I really do. And so I just want to be in those circles of Michelle Wolves and Soders and Shays and, name it.
How are you not, in my mind, the idea that you don't think that you are in those circles, that is crazy to me, for me to hear.
Well, I'm just going off results. I'm going off of the business side, the Netflix special. I don't even think they watched it. I sent it to them, and they're like, you're nobody. And I'm like, I know I'm nobody. I know I'm a chooch and a douche and a queef, but I'm trying here, and I think it's a good product. But they don't care about product. They produce Jeff Garland's special. They fucking Jenny Slate has a special. What are we doing? These aren't even stand-ups. But they have a name, I guess. So, look, and I get it. It's all business. But I put the thing on YouTube. It's about to hit 1 million in a week. So the product is good. But they don't care about that. But I think they need to be convinced that. And I don't think my agent, not to speak ill of her for getting fired and all that, and she's, whatever. But I don't think she was pushing like these people who've been talking to me, these agents have been like, hey, yeah, she fucked up. That's on her. We could have done it. We could have sold it. And it could be blowing smoke, but I don't know. Maybe it's right.
I will say this. In my experience, which is, nothing compared to yours, but in dealing with agents, every single one of them professes to have the keys to the kingdom.
Of course.
And every comedian I know who is repped by all of these agents voices the same exact complaints. My agent is not going to bat for me. I wish they were more responsive. I wish that they were, yada, yada. And the reality is it's a numbers game. They have to sign so many clients that it's profitable for them when, they're taking 10% of a $2,500 weekend. Those $250 fucking meal checks are only adding up if you have a client roster of 30 people, which means it's harder to be responsive and whatnot. I guess I've heard decent things about Gersh. I don't know.
Sure.
I guess I shouldn't get into the names.
Nobody knows what these mean.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em all.
But yeah.
But
well, this is a good lesson too for anybody in general, because I look at your career as a place that would be a dream to be at. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And dude,
that's fascinating.
We've known each other for what, 10 years? I've known you for a long fucking time. And I have no problem saying that. And it always just goes to show that, everybody at every level has their own set of unique problems no matter what. And feel excluded from something. And it never ends, bro.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, and that means a lot, and I see where you're coming from. I try to be as realistic as possible. I don't want to be one of these comics who's like, I deserve everything. I'm not sure. I don't need to be Adam Sandler. I just want to be a stand-up guy. Hey, Norman's got a new hour. Let's buy it. That's all I want. I don't want I don't need to be a sitcom or a Seinfeld or any of that. I'm just I work so hard on stand-up. I try to produce a good product. And I get it. I get the business thing. So I'm very realistic. When Francis, you bring up all these comics who are like, oh, nobody respects me and my agent sucks. A lot of them suck. A lot of those comics stink and they don't even know it. They're just like, why am I not bigger? I'm like, well, you do stand up once a year and you're a hack. You suck too. But no one ever acknowledges that about themselves. So I try to take all that in. I try to not be the unaware weirdo, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, it stinks when you get all these comics loving you, but you get no love from the industry. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So that just gets frustrating.
Right.
Well, it's a sad reality that commercial viability and the respect of one's peers are not one and the same.
Of course. That's why sports are so great. Look, the guy put the ball in the basket. That's it. We're done here. Hire this guy, you know, like let's sign
sell
this player.
jerseys. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like about, well, this is a good looking guy on the basketball court, you know. Yeah, but he can't even shoot. Yeah, but look at those eyes, you know, or he's got big tits or whatever it is. He's charming, or he sells tickets. Like, you know, that's why sports are so great, because it's a meritocracy or whatever the hell you call it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Mark, I hear your frustration, and yet I would say that if I look at where you are today versus where you were, let's say 2 years ago.
Sure. Big jump.
You are banging on the door of what I would consider, massive career defining success. And I would say you have it. I mean, to us, you've got so many late night appearances, the specials, all of that. Like, we look up to you. But I understand your frustration. But you've done Rogan this year. You've done your podcast. But
again, that's a comic helping me. Again, that's all comics. Seinfeld, a comic. Shout out was huge. The Rogan thing was huge. But these are comics helping me out, which I'm 100% grateful, so appreciative. But I'm just saying, it's just weird how these comics are so nice. You guys are awesome. All my friends are great. Rogan's great. Bill Burr tweeted the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me, about the special. But again, it's just comics. It's just the industry is what's frustrating.
Right.
But don't you think at some point that comedians of a certain stature can elevate you in that way?
Yeah, I think they have. I think the Rogans obviously helped. Doing 2 of those back to back was huge, and that helped me sell tickets. But it's ultimately, you can only do so much work, and if no one notices it, it's like it never happened. So the industry is where you need that platform to just put the shit out, and they're not doing that part. So it's super hard. It's almost like you shoot a basket and it goes in as a 3-pointer, but the shot clock didn't change, or the scoreboard didn't change. Right. You're like, well, what the fuck? It went in. Why are we counting it? That's how it feels after a while.
Right. Well, dude, you know what? You're like in your Instagram market share and just your overall influence, I would say, is getting to a point where it's going to be foolish to ignore you. So I think you have brighter months ahead.
I appreciate it, and I already feel like a whiny cunt this whole time. So let's move on. I suck. I hate myself, and you guys, you made me feel better. But I had to get it out. I just had a fight with a lady, so I was venting. I'm a queef. Here we go. Sorry.
All good. I got a dog barking. I apologize for that.
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
You guys talk for 1 second. I got to deal with this.
Dude, so, all right, everybody listening right now and not watching, Mark is walking around the streets of New York with a mask that was previously on, that is now on his chin, which I imagine is for comfort adjustment.
Well, I felt guilty. I was so covered up on the screen here. I want to give you guys some show.
It's a solid FaceTime.
Yeah, there you go.
But so you got out of the apartment. You're staying in your apartment in the city?
Yeah, West Village, and it's such a beautiful neighborhood, and the weather's getting amazing in this goddamn city. So I feel like I got to get out, and I don't go on the subway. I don't touch anybody. I don't queef or cough on anything. So I throw the mask on when people are looking, and so I feel like I'm not doing anything too unsanitary.
Does your girl live with you?
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's getting tight over there. It's a weird time because you see the sweatpants, you see the no makeup, you see the pubic muff, and it's crunch time on like, how much do we really like each other?
Yeah. I think a lot of people are having that come to Jesus moment. My girlfriend and I are here together. And I will say that for all the sweatpants and the lack of makeup, in a way, on the rare occasions that she has done herself up, I've noticed and remembered more fondly just how stunning she is.
Yes. Sam, my gal's a beautiful lady, even without the makeup. Look, we look like hell. We're a bunch of trolls. But just saying, the dark side of people comes out. She sees me soft, I'm farting, I'm picking my asshole and sniffing my finger. That's the lady side of seeing the gross men.
Yeah.
So we're all gross, and this, you can only be pretty for so long. We're not hitting the gym, or I'm not. So everything's gotten worse.
Well, dude, honest question.
Yeah.
Would you rather be with your girlfriend in your apartment every day for this entire time, or be me, who I haven't seen my girlfriend in 3 months?
Yeah, you see, that's a good point. Yeah, it gets awkward at times, but of course I'd rather have her there.
Right.
So I feel for you. How's that going? Are you climbing the walls?
It's okay. I mean, we've been talking a lot. I think we're both sort of nervous about reconnecting because it's going to be fucking weird, dude.
That makes sense. I get that.
Like when you flirt with somebody on instant messenger for 3 months and then you meet them in person, it's like weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's real now.
Yeah.
Dude, what if your girlfriend had all of a sudden turned into a catfish? And let's just say that she's gotten really into like bow flexing, and she shows up and she's got insane traps and a ripped 6-pack. Not to get too graphic, but a clit the size of a WNBA ball, and you're just like, oh my god.
I am not a fan of the ripped ladies. Some guys are into like a buff chick. I like tone, but the 6-pack on a lady is too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. It depends. It really, if she was really fucking ripped, like I saw a picture of Nick Mullen today, dude. Apparently in like 2 months, the guy just got absolutely shred city.
Nick Mullen is a sneaky hot guy. I mean, sure, he's 4'1", and he's got the mind of a Unabomber, but he's fucking ripped. He's got a great face. He's brilliant, and he does those fucking kettlebells all day long while he reads Manson's manifesto. But he's a sexy dude.
Yeah,
I had a 55-pound kettlebell delivered at the very beginning of this quarantine with the idea that I didn't want to grow out of it. So I was very optimistic about what building up to being able to use this kettlebell for certain things. The problem is if you don't have the Russian doll kettlebells before that, it's very hard to ascend. So I'm extremely limited in what I can do with this exceptionally heavy kettlebell, and it's a total waste of money.
You could sell it and then buy the next heaviest one. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. Well,
you got to get a friend to also do it, and then you guys can swap.
There you go.
Spot
Mark,
each other.
You're very humble about your physique, and yet I saw a picture of you with the gang at a Yankees game with your shirt off, and you're incredibly toned, just like the woman we were talking about. What's your exercise regimen? Are you just a very good eater?
Well, I'm all shred. I got no mass, but I got some definition, but I got no size. But for me, I just do weird little things that anybody could do, but they don't do because it seems silly. But all I do is when I go on the subway or when I'm sitting on a chair at a desk or anything, I lift my feet up off the ground for weird amounts of OCD time. I'll be like, okay, there's a commercial break. I'm going to lift my feet off the ground and put them back down when the commercial's over. So that's 45 a minute, seconds, whatever. And it builds the abs, and you're just sitting there anyway. So why not work out?
So have you been working out though proper as well during this?
No, I just do push-ups and, little gay lunges around the house, but nothing. I'm not lifting anything. I don't have any weights.
Right. It's an incredibly effective thing. Like Ricky Velez is getting kind of shredded, and he's just literally banging out push-ups and at all times. Like he's just doing some Bo Jackson type of workout, and it's impressive how much results he's getting as well.
Yeah,
So,
he's always been pretty lean and
Right.
cut. I feel like he's got like some black in him where he doesn't have to. I don't think he exercises, and he's always so just toned up and tight. He's like a tight little Swedish boy, you know.
He always looks good.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
And I see him boozing up on vodka soda and eating ice cream, but he looks good. He's eating French fries, and he just never gains weight.
I know, it's impressive.
Yeah, he's so youthful.
Yeah, it's very true, man.
Mark, you're a yes man. It seems like there is no podcast too small for you to join, no spot too dimly lit for you to take. Do you ever get tired of constantly agreeing to do this shit?
Sure, but I'm cursed with this guilt of not being productive, and you never, when you're like, you have an audition, your manager sends you an audition, you're like, I will never get this. This is a big waste of time. I'm not going to learn these lines. And then you start laying in bed, you're going, but what if you do get it? What if you skip it? And this would have been your huge break. You could have been on Boardwalk Empire or some other show that's not on the air anymore. Like, oh, I could have been on this if I had, like, maybe I will buy this lottery ticket. Maybe this is the winner. And you should start fantasizing about it. And then that's how I feel about the pod. Maybe if I do this, one person will see it. Here's an example. Not saying you guys have one listener, but you know what I mean.
No, we're worth your time. Don't worry. And I mean that. Like, I don't have the gall to ask people I really admire to be on our podcast until we have proven that it's worth their fucking time. That's my kind of mentality.
Hey, well, that's very considerate. Most people the other way. They go, hey, I just started a podcast. I'm going to ask Bill Burr to do it. Fuck it.
Right.
They're so entitled, these queefs.
Now, I get that, and I've also DM'd Drake and asked him if he'd come on the pod, and, there's an element of that. But I will say that, I've been asked to be on a handful of podcasts here and there, and that 99% of the time, the sales pitch that I hear is, we've had Mark Normand on. And then I'm like, well, Jesus, I can't say no if fucking Mark Normand schlepped all the way to Bushwick.
I'm ruining the curve. It's like when you meet a chick, she's like, oh, I'm not going to fuck you. I fucked Jeremy Piven. You're like, oh, wait, no, I'm better than Piven. What are you kidding? He's ruined the curve, So I'm the same way. I'm such a whore for the microphone that I've ruined it. But here's the thing. I did Rogan, and he goes, why do you do these late nights? They don't help. Nobody watches them. And I go, yeah, you're right, but they're fun. But Seinfeld saw me on a late night, just randomly. So there you go,
Right.
So you never know who's going to see it, who's going to hear it. So, I just say yes anyway. And what else am I doing? I'm clipping my asshole hairs, watching the CNN, it sucks. Yeah, and it's work, but what else am I doing? I'm talking.
Yeah. I once asked you if it is fun for you to do the late nights, and you told me it wasn't, that it was, you're nervous every time. Tell us about the process of going into one of those.
Well, that's kind of my philosophy for life, is like, it's going to suck, but once you do it, you'll be so glad you did it. And then it's all going to be a memory anyway,
Right.
Every time you go to the gym, you're walking there, you go, this sucks. I'll give $1 million to turn around right now. But then you go and it's all over. Or you take a flight and you go, maybe I'll buy the first class ticket. That could be something. Yeah, I'll spend the extra $800. Fuck it. I got to treat myself. And then before you know it, you land in Phoenix in a coach seat and you go, it's all over. I'm glad I didn't buy it. And that's kind of how I feel about late night. Like, it's hell. It's going to do more harm than good if you fuck up. Like, if you fuck up, it's going to go viral. If you kill it, nobody's going to see it. So, but it's just a mental thing. It's for me. It's my own personal little battle I have with myself. It's my own personal little contest. Like, let me see if I can do this and pull it off. Nobody's going to care, but I care. It's like how Louis would do an hour every year. He doesn't have to do an hour every year. He just did it to push himself. And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like you should be uncomfortable. Make yourself uncomfortable. Just because you don't want to do it doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Yeah,
totally, dude.
It's a bit like, title holders in boxing who don't just take shitty fights, but actually challenge or take on real contenders to continue to prove that they are at the top.
Yes, yes. Good analogy.
Tyson's looking good.
Yes.
I saw that. That's terrifying.
Fucking crazy.
He's a vegan. He's cleaned up his act.
And dude, Foreman got the title back at 46, I believe.
Wow.
So, you know,
he did.
that was a while ago.
There you go.
Dude,
you go.
I read Mike Tyson's autobiography, and it's like 450 pages. And for a bit, I was thinking that he must certainly have had a ghostwriter help him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so, though. I mean, there are so many exclamation points in this book. There are flat out like language mistakes, so it was fascinating, though. He talks about, going to parties with Steve-O after he retired and, burning that hole through his septum thanks to his cocaine addiction. So,
wow. Can you imagine going to a party and those two walk in? It would blow your fucking mind. It'd be the best night of your life.
Dude, I met Mike Tyson.
House owner.
Yeah. I met Mike Tyson at a nightclub in like 2007.
What?
And he had, I think he was freshly face tatted. So it was some time along in those years. And he was holding 2 bottles of tequila in his hand.
Wow.
In his hands. He was clearly hammered. And I went to say hello to him and I was like, yo, Mike, you're the greatest. And he hugged me.
Oh, I think he's a sweet, sensitive guy deep down under all that face tattoo and rape.
Yeah, dude.
Like I think he's like he loves pigeons and he's got the high voice and I think he just wants a hug at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like it all depends on like when you catch him, because Giulio, he's also beating people up at nightclubs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Dude, I didn't know that.
Oh, dude, the number of times he's been arrested. I mean, he's had some now, granted, in his prime, he was the guy who had an entourage of 50 people. And he would go on these shopping sprees in the malls in Las Vegas and buy pants for every person he saw.
What the hell's going on? Who are you, Giulio? I don't know about any of this. You're like 28.
No, I'm talking about Tyson.
I was like, wait, what? Is Giulio a mumble rap guy I don't know about?
You did that podcast too, by the way. This is
I know.
That
was fun.
Right. That was fun.
What pod is that?
That was the Lil Young Big podcast, which I've taken down because I feel like it doesn't necessarily represent the character well, but it was doing okay.
I love the integrity.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Wow, I love it.
See, there's another pod I said yes to.
I know.
I'll do anything.
He said that yes to a fake character rappers podcast.
Well, I hope you appreciate the integrity too, though. Come on, that was pretty.
I did. That's the commitment was what sold me. I was like, this guy's dressed up, his shirt's off, he's in my apartment.
Yeah,
real questions.
You never know if Jerry Seinfeld's going to be listening to a mumble rap podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Mark, I know you told us to get away from this, but what would make you feel great if you got it?
I hate to say it, but it's more the respect and the recognition than anything. I don't need some $1 million business deal. I just need like, oh yeah, we like that guy. He's good. Or HBO would be like, oh, Mark wants to put an hour out. Let's hear him out. That's all I want. And like I've pitched so many shows. I've been doing this 13, 14 years. I've probably pitched like 18 shows. Like I'm talking, put a pitch together, fly to LA, write it out, go to the meeting, sit in the conference room, pitch to these guys who hate it. The whole thing. I've done that 1 million times, 18 times probably. All shows I cared about, I thought could really sell. And every time I do it, these people in the meetings are like, God, I can't wait till this is over. Who is this guy? Why are we here? What is this? And I just want it to be the other way where like you go in there like, hey, Mark's coming in. Let's listen to him. That's all I want is a little recognition. That would make me happy. I don't need anything else.
So you've pitched these TV shows and, maybe getting a big name brand special like an HBO or a Netflix.
Sure.
Would you take a TV show project that might rip you away from your world 4 spots a night?
Good question. I would do it for a while, because it would only benefit the stand-up later. It's all about delayed gratification, you know? Like, hey, let's do a Tosh.0 type thing, which will take me off the road a little bit, but hey, that'll keep me on the road after that for 6 years of sold-out theaters.
Right.
Totally.
I read the Seinfeld biography, and they said that while he was shooting the show, he would just tell everyone at 4 p.m. some days, like, guys, I got to get out of here. And he'd run down to the Improv to do a spot just to scratch that itch.
You know, he did the warm-up for his own sitcom.
No way.
Yeah, that's how worried he was about losing the muscle. He was like, oh, there's an audience here. I'll warm him up. So he just do his act. How brilliant is that? You're getting two birds with one anal. You got the TV show and you're doing a set.
That is fucking brilliant, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's famous stories of Louis. He was a writer on Conan or Letterman or one of those. And he would be like, I'm going to go take a smoke break. And he would just run to the cellar and do 15 minutes and then come back.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So, dude, do you think when we all get back and when, you know, stand-up's happening again, do you think those first 2 weeks, is it going to be insane to just like go into the act you used to do before all this happened?
It's going to be incredibly insane, but here's the beauty. All of us are going to be in this together, not just comics, but the crowd. The crowd is going to be like, whoa, what are we doing outside? Whoa, I'm sitting next to some weirdo. Holy shit, I'm drinking a drink. Oh, my God. So they're going to be happy to be there. We're going to be happy to be on stage. And we're going to be in it together in a world where everything is so splintered. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube. He's watching this. He's listening to that. There's a million podcasts. You know, back in the day, you watch the Ed Sullivan Show, you watch the news, you went to bed. Everybody was on the same page.
Right.
For the first time in like 20 years, we're on the same page again. We all went through Corona. We all know somebody who got it. We all had a friend die. We all were quarantined. Whatever. We're back on the same page as a country, as a globe in a way.
Right.
And I think that'll help. And I also think phoning it in is out. Janine Garofalo going up there with a notepad and going, let me try some idea. Hey, hit the bricks, skank. I'm taking my life in my hands coming out of the house, and you're going to fucking pull your notes out? Get out of here.
Now, Mark, in her defense, I've seen you bring notes on stage a handful of times.
I know, but you better believe it. After this, I'm going to be really trying to bring the heat. You know, these people came out, and I'm going to cherish every second because we've lost 5-6 months, you know, of working out.
Uh-huh.
But I probably will bring notes up.
Well, right. The way you bring notes up is always, I find it actually quite refreshing because it's so clear that you have a mastery of what you've written down. It's a brief consultation as opposed to a like, what do I do next?
Right. I don't want to be like a what else is going on guy. I want to be like, here's another idea. It's so new that I have to use the notes a little bit, but I hope you like it. I think you'll like it. Let me try it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? For a period of time when like Gerard Carmichael was doing really well with stand-up, everybody was bringing a notepad on stage.
Yeah.
Even if like, and Francis, what you're saying about Mark is a good point. Like you can tell that there's kind of like a specific reason for the notepad, not just to flex, to show that like you can, oh, let's see what I got here. Now I hate that. Now I hate that. You know, I fucking can't stand when people do that.
I can't stand that shit. The comic who goes on stage and he's like, I'm a little high. I don't know what I want to talk about yet. You're like, you had all day. Dude, it's 9 at night. You knew this set was coming. Like, first of all, either you're lying or you're just inconsiderate. But these people are paying money. They bought drinks, you cunt. Bring it. Yeah. Tell me a joke. Entertain me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's tremendous. Mark, are you filling notebooks with premises right now?
I've got a lot of premises, but it's so Corona heavy because, you know, you write what you know, you write what you're living in. So I've got so many Corona premises, which I don't want to do. I saw Todd Berry tweeted this the other day. I thought it was funny. He was like, hey, all comics have to make a pact to not do Corona material when we come back. Let's just do some fucking stand-up because I think the audience is going to be done with it too. Like, let's put that behind us. It's like 9/11.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear about 9/11 every 2 seconds. It just happened. Let the dust settle a little bit. And same with Corona. Like, let's get out of this world and get back to our real lives.
Yeah, I agree. Shane Gillis made this point to me. He said, when we come back, it's going to be all hacky shit about Corona. You're going to hear a ton of Tiger King jokes. All these fucking things that have happened, we're going to be hearing about on a time delay.
I know. But look, I think let those hacks do it, and then we'll come in with the real material. I say you do 1 minute, 2 jokes up top about Corona, just, elephant in the room thing, get it out of the way, address it, and then get right on to your act.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair, that's a very fair way to do it, potentially.
Yeah. Well, I love this, Mark. I love hearing a little bit of an edge, a barb of frustration in your voice, and I totally understand it. You are the most genial person that I ever run into in the back hallways waiting for spots at small comedy clubs.
Well,
so,
we got great lives. I mean, I think this, if anything, this pandemic has showed us we got to be a little more grateful. I mean, even if we're not happy with our careers, we got a cool gig. We live in New York City. We're living the dream. Even if you're like an open micer, you're still going up on stage and trying to be a comic. It's the coolest gig in show business. Actors are fucking dweebs and talentless. And I love when they tweet because I'm like, you got nothing. You need a writer, you fucking loser, you retard, you good looking lady who's rich with a big house. Yeah, you made it. But like, you need a director and a writer to go, here, say this, or else you got nothing. Mm-hmm. At least we can write our own shit. We come up with ideas. We can perform it ourselves. How cool is that? And that's why I say yes to every podcast too, because look, I used to work a lot of labor jobs. I don't have a lot of credentials. I barely have a college degree. I finished online. I used to be a furniture mover. I was a janitor for years, busboy, you name it. And comedy is just getting on stage and telling jokes. Sure, the travel sucks, but you get over that. You're like, I should be doing other stuff. I got an easy gig.
Totally. Do you like traveling? You've always struck me as a person who does, that you like enjoy the road.
I love the road. I love the hotels. I love the different crowd. I love the different club. I love meeting the different comics. The getting drunk in a weird city.
Totally.
Eating the city's food. I like all that, and I'm such a non-committal person. I like dipping my toe into Denver for a weekend and then getting the fuck out of there for a year.
Totally.
I like that. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that with women? Like let's be married for 3 days, and then
I think
just
a lot
be
of
like,
comics
we're
do.
Yeah. And I'm not saying women suck. I'm saying they should do it too. You get married to a guy for 3 days and pull out, But everything is so tough to leave and end, and it's weird that's what I love about comedy. You're in and you're out.
Right.
What do you think about these clubs that are opening up at 25% capacity? Are you going to take those gigs?
I mean, it's going to be a real money hit, but I'll take them just because I need to get back in, and I want to get back into that lifestyle. It's like a warm bath, It's a little weird at first. It's a little hot. It's like a hot tub, and then once you're in, it feels good. So I think that's how the economy is going to be. Yeah. It's going to be weird at first. You get that foot in. It's going to be a little hot. But then before you know it, you got your knee in, your balls in, your stomach hits, and then you're good to go.
Totally.
I'm personally looking forward to it because if a club's at 25% capacity, it's not going to be my fault anymore.
Exactly. How many bad nights when the owner of the comedy club comes up and goes, little light out there.
Little light. That's what they always say. And then they're like, but, we get walk-ups.
We're a little light, but they're good.
Right.
Yeah.
They're small but mighty. And you're like, I'm not Sebastian. You booked me. Either I was not going to bring him in or you weren't going to bring him in. We both suck. You don't know how to promote, and I don't know how to have a draw.
It took me a year and a half of road work before I stopped asking for the numbers the night before the gig.
The worst is, I don't know if the layman, the civilian at home know about this, but at the end of the weekend, they give you a sheet, and it tells you who paid, who didn't pay, who got tickets, who got comped. And that sheet is the most depressing. It's more depressing than a Klan sheet, because you think, hey, it was pretty full. I mean, this place seats 300. We probably had 200 every night or 150 at least. And they hand you the fucking sheet, and it's like 8 paid, 900 people got free tickets from the radio station. They give them out at Denny's after you eat, and sometimes we stuff them in their mailbox for the hell of it. And you're like, God damn! I thought I was picking up here.
Yeah, and that's when you start taking a closer look at the faces in the audience. You're like, yeah, there's no way they know who I am. These people are 90 years old. They're in motorized carts.
Yes.
They did not pay for their tickets.
Yeah, the jean shorts and the camo hat and the fucking vape thing, and you're like, also these people who go to a place that's next to a bowling alley or a strip mall or wherever these fucking clubs are. Whoever would go to that with a free ticket, I don't want them as my audience. Ironically, who does that? I mean, have you ever gotten anything free in the mail and been like, I will attend this? This looks promising. How little is going on in your life where that free comedy club ticket is a good thing, is like a real option.
You totally open that envelope up or whatever, and you're like, well, we have no choice now.
It's like casino patron behavior.
It is.
Yes, exactly. Those are the same people. Yeah, they got diabetes, they got a bum knee, and they're limping with a stroke cane at age 41. Yeah, the whole thing's bad.
The stroke cane, the wand.
The four-pronged cane.
Yeah. And you can tell they're all related, you know? Like, oh, yeah, that's the mom, that's the dad, that's the fat son with the plus-size wife, the whole thing. It all checks out.
They look like the Dursleys from Harry Potter.
There you go.
Love it.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Mark, you struck me as a Harry Potter guy. I don't know why. You seem like
I hate anything mystical, fantical. I hate any Lord of the Rings. I can't do it.
All right. Well, we got Mr. CNN over here.
I just don't. I can't get into it. It's like this guy's sitting on a broom and flying around. What is that? Give me a movie where the guy's got a job or a car.
Sure. Yeah.
Nothing against him. I just can't get into Star Wars. When I was a kid, I pretended to like it. I hated every minute of it.
Well, why did you pretend to like it? Would you have been ostracized if you had admitted you did not?
Yeah. I wanted friends, and all my friends liked it, and I just kind of hung in there. And look, we don't all have to agree on everything, you know. Some people like sucking dick, and I don't fault you for it, but it's not for me.
Hey, Mark, after watching your special, I went straight to Herschel.com. Mark is a big fan of this. You have this awesome, is it personalized for you? A personalized Herschel windbreaker?
I just don't know how to dress. I'm not hip. And they sent me a bunch of shit. And my special, I don't know if you know, it was like on a whim. It was like last minute. And that's what I packed in LA. And I didn't want to wear a T-shirt. I was like, T-shirt on a special, you can't do that. So I threw this jacket on, and I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't even realize it had the big Herschel on the back. I just threw it on, and that was it. So there wasn't much thought, but they better start giving me a reach around for that thing. I mean, come on, you got to throw me a jacket or a pair of pants.
Seriously,
like
brand ambassador.
Yeah. They got some cool stuff, and it's very affordable. So
they're
good stuff.
It's quite a Herschel ad. I mean, it's very prominent.
Absolutely. Well, that's Mark Normand, everybody. Mark, thank you for joining us, man. That's our time. We usually do about 45 minutes on the pod.
Oh, beautiful.
Any final thoughts or things you'd like to leave us with?
No, it was good to hear from you guys. I'm so lonely, and I'm only talking to agents and shit, so it's nice to be myself with you Jews and really yuck it up. And are you guys in the city?
No, neither of us are.
No.
What's
Gotta
that like?
Dodge.
Where would he? Long Island?
I am on Long Island, staying at my friend's house. Francis is in Maine.
I'm in
Wow, how on brand is that, huh?
Very, yes. I'm wearing my LL Bean and feeling good. I got room to breathe up here, man. It's good.
So you guys are comfortable.
Yes, probably more so than you are, potentially.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Oh, man. So is it business as usual out there? Is it people are going to the shops and shit?
Masks everywhere. You have to wear masks for shit here. It's like, they got hit pretty bad out here. So.
Oh, really?
It's a little, I imagine it's a little more flexible than New York City, but it's still like if you go in a store without a mask, they won't let you in.
Whoa! All right, cool.
This is cool. There's rumors of a guerrilla comedy scene blossoming here in Maine, and one of the thoughts was that we could figure out a way to tie up a bunch of boats in a flotilla and perform comedy to a floating audience, much like the congregation that we see in the Ozark. I don't know if you guys watch that show.
Yeah, that's pretty genius, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely be down to perform on one of those. So I'll keep you guys posted.
I'm always blown away that people want to see comedy. Like I know we want to do it desperately, but I'm always blown away that people actually enjoy it.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
It's crazy.
People who go to like multiple shows a month. That's crazy to me.
That's great. And they're like, thank you for coming. You're like, what are you kidding? I have to do this or I'll kill myself.
Or dude, Zoom shows too. Like, I cannot believe that people go into, like, just log into that.
I know. It blows my mind.
It's crazy.
I'm glad they do, but that is beyond me. That shocks me.
I would think that most of the people watching Zoom shows are not thanking the comedians after. I think they're like, that, we're not doing that again.
This isn't working.
Yeah. All right, I feel like I'm keeping this how lonely I am. I'm like, let's keep this going. Don't leave me.
Well, dude, everybody make sure to check out Mark's new special on YouTube, Out to Lunch. And
listen to his podcast, Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List.
Yeah.
And follow him on Instagram at Mark Normand, right?
Yes, that's it, with a D at the end. And hey, put the special on. Just play it for the dog. You don't even have to watch it. Just get those views up. Play it, and then go take a shower.
Awesome.
Love
I'm going to watch it
Thanks.
tonight, bro.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Mark.
Thank you.
Great to see you,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
Stay sane out there. You too.
Stay safe.
Have a good one. Praise
too.
Allah.